Hi everyone, I wanted to make a video about muscle memory and so muscle memory for the mind and for the thoughts and for the activities that you do in your life because something I'm doing at the moment is I'm learning to drive, and this is a big step forward for me. It was a 17-year block, 17-year emotional block after having very bad experiences with a bad driving instructor when I was 21, 22, I think, and I'm now 37. And I'm really developing confidence and enjoying the driving, and I'm learning faster, and it's all coming together, and I'm really getting my teeth into it and enjoying the challenge. So I'm obviously very different now than from what I was when I was 20, 21. I was getting very upset, and the instructor wasn't very nice, and he would shout at me, and he obviously wasn't teaching me very well because I had 10 lessons and things didn't really stick. I didn't really learn, I didn't really understand, I was panicking, I was reacting. This time around I've got an amazing instructor, and he's very chatty like me, so we chat and we laugh, and he distracts me. He's really positive, and he talks me through things, and he explains and he coaches. And he's mentioned a few times about muscle memory, and it kind of something went bing in my head because it occurred to me. So I had this little idea about the act of learning to drive. It takes so much coordination from in so many different ways, and it takes time, and it starts off, it can be really frustrating. You don't really understand what you're doing. You can coordinate some things but not others. You're looking in the mirrors, you're using your eyes doing the mirrors, and then with your hands you're doing the gears, and you're doing the indicators, and obviously the steering wheel. And then with your feet, you're doing the clutch and the accelerator and the brake, and there's all this different stuff going on. And then the weird thing is, after you've had a few lessons, things start to come together. So certain actions start to go together and make more sense, and it becomes easier to coordinate everything because you're starting to memorize certain actions that you have to do, and you know that that action has a consequence, that action goes with that action. The clutch has to go down before you can change gear. If you're about to brake and come to a stop, the clutch has to go down at the same time, otherwise you stall the car. And little things like that that make no sense at first suddenly make sense. And so what it made me think about was how maybe we can build muscle memory in our lives generally, because there is evidence that, so for example, with thoughts, the more you have a certain thought, the more you strengthen that thought because you're strengthening the neural pathways in the brain. So if you keep telling yourself things like I'm stupid, I'm worthless, or I can't do this, I can't do this, if you keep reinforce that, it actually becomes a stronger and stronger thing. Your brain believes that and reinforces it, and it becomes a stronger thought. It carries more weight over other thoughts that you're not used to having. So maybe it might explain why, if you're doing affirmations or if you're saying positive stuff to yourself, if you're not used to saying that positive stuff and you're not used to hearing it, it's going to feel alien at first. So you can build muscle memory with your thoughts by being careful how you talk to yourself and how you refer to yourself. If you say things like, I'm not lucky, I'm no good at that, well, what's the evidence to support that? Can you improve? Could you change that to, I'm not the best at that, but I can improve. I can actually improve at anything that I try to improve at. But then also with the habits in your life, it made me think about muscle memory, and so things like gears going with pedals and mirrors and things like that. Something that Jim Rohn said ages ago, and Jim Rohn's an amazing leader and philosopher and coach and speaker, and a really wonderfully down-to-earth man who had very simple philosophies about life. I remember he had a saying about, oh, that's it, he was saying about how discipline's important, and how if you can get one or two disciplines in place, it leads to more. And that the people who generally are undisciplined in certain areas of their life generally are undisciplined in other areas of their life. So if they're very haphazard in how they deal with dating, for example, then the chances are they might be very haphazard in the way they run their house, maybe haphazard in the way they manage their time, the way they look after their mental health. So what he was saying is, you know, you start small and you get one or two disciplines in place, like little habits, little things in your life that help you and that are benefiting you, and you just get those couple of little starting blocks, and they tend to lead to other disciplines. There's like a knock-on effect. And so to give you an example of that, I guess that so that with my life I try and have a balance, and I have to work around health problems, you know, health issues, and around having my daughter half the week and things like that. But I know that I like, what's really important to me now is a balance, and I feel like I've had a good productive week if I have a balance of things. So I have a balance of the quality time with my daughter, social time with friends, whether it's going out for lunch, going for a walk with somebody, that kind of thing. And then health, there are little health habits, and they all have a knock-on effect, and they've led to other things, and maybe they've benefited my health, they've helped me slightly. So it can be, so for me, starting to drink green tea occasionally it seems like a very small thing, but I never liked green tea, I just never got on with it. And then I learned about the health benefits, and I bought some, and I thought, right, let's just try and drink one a day. And interestingly enough, I've got used to the taste. So now it's much easier for me to drink 2 to 3 cups a day. That's been a natural progression from starting with just buying some green tea, keeping it in the house, and trying to remember to drink it once a day, which was a struggle at first because I find it a bit bitter. It doesn't go down as easily as, you know, black tea with milk. But yeah, it started off, I had to discipline myself because I didn't want to do it. It became a habit, a very positive habit. I've got used to it, and I'll make myself green tea without even thinking about it, and I think, oh, I'm drinking green tea. And then other little habits like going swimming. I've got a friend I go swimming with, usually once a week, once a fortnight, that kind of thing. And that helps with, you know, relaxation. It helps with stress. It's helping my body in general. It doesn't take too much energy. Even if I'm fatigued or exhausted, it can help. It's helping with joints. If I'm having joint pain and that kind of thing, it's good because it supports your body. So I just wanted to demonstrate about how, see, some people don't get started with habits, or they don't get started with something new because they think, oh, I've got to throw myself in, and if I'm going to be healthy, I've got to live on vegetables. No, you really don't. See, I'm not a massive fruit person, I'm not a vegetable person, but I have found little tiny ways of getting fruit into my diet and veg into my diet. I'm not someone who naturally goes and buys loads of fruit, and it tends to just go off. But I sort of think, okay, if I can try and buy half a cucumber when I go shopping, and make an effort to eat a bit of salad, a bit of cucumber with my dinner. When I go out, I generally try and have a salad-based dinner. I buy smoothies when I go shopping. It's a good way to get fruit into your diet if you have a smoothie with all the pulp and everything. I buy, you know, supplements and these little jelly things. I've got a friend who gave me some jelly things that contain fruit and veg. I've got veggie chocolate shakes that contain vegetables, which me and my daughter will share because they taste a bit odd, so we share one. So these little things are just little things that you do, and you make an effort and you make a habit, and then you keep doing it. So anyway, I hope that's helped you guys, and please like, please subscribe. I will catch you very soon in another video. Okay, cheers everyone.